Senator Hawley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all the witnesses for being here. Mr. Biffle, if I could just start with you. About 9 months ago, your chief commercial officer testified to me that Frontier pays its gate agents bounties to stop paying customers from carrying bags onto the plane. Is this still happening?
Not at the rate it was. We changed.
Well, wait. What does that mean? So are you still paying your gate agents to stop your customers from carrying bags on? You were paying them at least $10 every time you'd stop a paying customer from carrying on a bag, your gate agents to get paid for it. Is that still happening?
We do offer incentives and commissions to stop people who didn't pay, not who paid, who didn't pay.
No, you are paying your gate agents, so it sounds like you're still doing it. You're still paying them money to harass customers from bringing bags onto the airline.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm your independent political analyst, no spin, no tribalism, just facts, context, and thoughtful commentary. Today, we're breaking down a fiery Senate hearing featuring Senator Josh Hawley and Frontier Airlines CEO Barry Biffle. What started as a simple question about airline fees quickly turned into a tense, uncomfortable exchange about how airlines treat their customers and whether corporate incentives are crossing an ethical line. Let's get into it.
By saying it's too big or doesn't fit in a little box or whatever the case may be. You're still doing it. That's your testimony today? Why?
I don't know that I would describe it that way, but we do provide incentives.
Why would you pay your own employees to harass your customers? Why is this good business practice?
Unbundling enables us to offer low fares. And the lower fares, many people could not afford to fly if they didn't have the lower fare option. But in order for the system to work, everyone has to be treated fairly. And when people then, a small percentage.
Wait a minute. Why are you paying your agents? This is going to be the only business in the world I have heard of that pays your people to harass your own customers. These are customers who have purchased a ticket. They have a carry-on bag, and you're paying your people at the gate to stop them and say, your bag is not quite right. It doesn't fit in this. We heard testimony. The Permanent Select Committee in this Senate has done a thorough investigation of this. We heard testimony from numerous of your customers saying they were wrongly stopped and harassed. There's no appeals process. There's nothing. You're making gobs of money on it. You generated $40 million in fees on this, according to your own data. That's amazing. And you're still doing it. I mean, in what world is this defensible?
It's fair.
Is fair to whom?
Well, you continue to insinuate that they paid for their bag, and they did not pay for their bag.
They paid for a ticket that allows them to have a carry-on bag, and you're paying your agents to harass them, to stop them from carrying it on. You know, only other airline I know of, Spirit, was doing this, and they stopped because they said it was a terrible experience for the customers. Your customers hate it. This is one of the reasons they hate to fly. I can't believe you're still doing it. How much money have you made on it this year so far?
Considerably less, if you'll let me speak. What we did is we introduced the new Frontier. We have very simple branded choices, complete transparency.
Wait a minute. How much, first of all, you're not a victim here, Mr. Biffle, okay? You are making billions of dollars, and you're treating your customers appallingly badly. And the fact that you are still paying your employees to harass your own customers, I think, frankly, is unconscionable. I said this 9 months ago. I thought for sure it would have stopped by now, but I can't believe you're still doing it. So I don't feel sorry for you one little bit. In fact, I think you should apologize right now to all of your customers for what you're doing to them. And I think you should turn around and give them back the money that you've taken by forcing them to surrender their bags and pay extra fees after they've already paid a price. I mean, I don't get it. You seem to be totally baffled by this. You think that this is just fine?
I'm not baffled. I think you're insinuating that they paid for a bag that they didn't pay for.
No, I'm insinuating. I'm not insinuating anything. I'm accusing you, actually, of doing something that I think is wrong, of incentivizing your own employees to treat your customers badly. And the money you're making on it is astounding, just astounding. $40 million in fees. 62% of your revenues come from these ancillary fees, of which these additional baggage fees are part of it. And you just seem to see nothing wrong with this. I mean, do you not understand this is why people hate to fly? They hate that they are treated terribly when they go to the airport by airlines, and you're paying your own people to do it. Do you want to say anything to your customers or to the flying public?
I think we've made huge progress in this area this year. We have introduced, as I started to say, we've introduced an economy product. That product is for $20 to $30, gives you free change fees, free seat assignment, carry-on bag. The persons that you're discussing are the people who bought a basic product, not that product, and they didn't pay for it.
Will you commit to quit giving incentives to your employees to stop customers and take their bags away? Will you stop that? Your other airlines have done it, your competitor airlines, your peer airlines. Will you commit here today to stop paying your employees to harass customers?
Can I ask a question?
So, I'd like an answer to mine first.
We will look at that, but I don't.
That doesn't sound like a yes or a no. Can you just say, yes, we will stop paying our gate agents to harass our own customers over their bags?
We are not harassing customers.
Yes, you are, and I invite you to read the report by the Permanent Select Committee of this body that investigated this and took testimony from your customers. Indeed, we took testimony from your own executives on this. This is a reality. Or alternatively, you could go out to DCA here and go and ask some of your customers how they feel about it. I know what they'll tell you. They'll tell you what they told us. They hate it. They feel badly treated. They feel like they're treated like cattle. And you're making tens of millions of dollars off of it. And I just think that's wrong. I just think it's ridiculous. I've got a lot more questions for you, but I know other people want to ask questions.
Thank you.
Senator Hawley came out swinging, questioning Frontier CEO about reports that the airline pays its gate agents bounties or incentives, essentially bonuses, to stop passengers from bringing carry-on bags on board. According to Hawley, this means agents could earn about $10 every time they prevent a passenger from boarding with a bag that the airline deems too large. Now, Frontier CEO Barry Biffle admitted that this practice still exists, though he said it's happening not at the rate it was. But that answer didn't satisfy Senator Hawley, who called it what many travelers might see it as a profit-driven system that encourages employees to harass customers over their luggage. And honestly, Hawley wasn't exaggerating the frustration many flyers feel. We've all seen it, passengers being told their bags are an inch too big, forced to check them in and pay an extra fee. What's worse, according to Hawley, there's no appeals process, no accountability, and it's generating tens of millions in revenue for Frontier. So how did Biffle defend this? He argued that the policy is part of what Frontier calls unbundling. That means passengers pay only for what they use. The base fare covers just a seat, and anything extra, like carry-ons or seat assignments, comes at an additional cost. From Frontier's perspective, this keeps ticket prices low and makes flying more accessible. And to be fair, that's not a completely unreasonable argument. Low-cost carriers around the world, from Ryanair to Spirit, operate on a similar model. They offer rock-bottom fares up front, but then charge for almost everything else. For some passengers, that flexibility is actually welcome. But here's the issue. When cost-cutting becomes customer punishment, the model starts to break down. What Senator Hawley was really pointing to is a deeper ethical problem. When your business model depends on nickel-and-diming passengers, and when your own employees are financially rewarded for enforcing those rules, it starts to look less like efficiency and more like exploitation. Hawley even cited that 62% of Frontier's revenue comes from these so-called ancillary fees: baggage, seat selection, and other add-ons. That's a massive share. And according to the senator, just one of those fee categories, baggage disputes, has brought in about $40 million for company. Now, Biffle counted that Frontier has introduced new options, like an economy product that bundles perks like free carry-ons and seat assignments for an extra $20 to $30. He insisted that the customers being stopped at the gate are the ones who didn't pay for those extras. But Hawley wasn't buying it, and frankly, he has a point. Whether the passenger paid for the add-on or not, the optics of paying staff to challenge customers at the gate are terrible. It creates hostility between passengers and employees, damages trust, and reinforces the idea that airlines profit from passenger misery. From a neutral standpoint, both sides actually highlight a real tension in the modern airline industry. On one hand, companies like Frontier and Spirit have helped democratize air travel. They've made it possible for millions of people to fly who otherwise couldn't afford it. That's a genuine achievement. But on the other hand, airlines have taken that low-cost model to an extreme, where transparency and fairness are often sacrificed for short-term profits. When customers feel tricked when low fares turn into endless hidden charges that damages public trust and the brand itself. And this isn't just about Frontier. This is part of a larger conversation about corporate accountability. At what point does maximizing profit cross the line into mistreating consumers? I think that's why this exchange hit such a nerve, because it taps into something everyone who's ever flown can relate to. We all know what it feels like to be nickel and dime, delayed, or treated like an inconvenience instead of a customer. So, when Hawley says people hate to fly, he's not wrong. And while airlines like Frontier say these policies keep prices low, the question becomes, at what cost the customer experience? In the end, Biffle never gave a clear yes or no when Hawley asked if Frontier would stop paying these gate incentives. He said they'd look into it. That's not exactly reassuring. If Frontier wants to rebuild customer trust, it might start by making sure its employees aren't rewarded for confrontations and that its pricing system feels fair, not manipulative. Because whether you fly first class or basic economy, passengers deserve to be treated with respect, not suspicion. So what do you think? Was Senator Hawley right to call Frontier out? Or do you think these low-cost models are a fair trade-off for cheaper flights? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read them all. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive analysis like this. Thanks for watching. I'm your independent political analyst, and I'll see you in the next one.